Hello friends, Deomania, and I'll be talking about coding. That should be our first lecture for this episode. As the first episode is coding. I believe we all have been hearing about coding for a long time now, and for you to venture into programming, you need to at least know one language, or the more the better. We have a lot of languages, high-level languages, programming languages. We have HTML, we have CSS, we have Ruby, Solidity, Java, JavaScript. A lot of them out there, which I believe if you do your research at home, you'll be able to know. But for now, I want us to start from HTML, which is a hypertext markup language. Let's look into it. At least when we are through with that, we can then look into other programming language. But first of all, we are going to treat on hypertext markup language. What is hypertext markup language? This is a programming language used for creating websites and applications. It gives context, structure, and meaning, and our lecture for today will be on, that's lecture 1. Note it down, make sure you note it down. Lecture 1, the topic is HTML document structure. So all HTML documents have required structure that includes the following declaration with opening and closing elements. We have document type, declaration, the HTML. These are start tag. I should be mentioning these stuff first. We have the start tag or start element. We have the closing or end element, end tag. I'll be writing them down. I'll write them down and or show you guys what I mean on visual, on display later on. But let me give the oral information on it. Like I said before, the doc type or document type declaration is always placed at the beginning of that document. When you are starting to write, when you want to write your documents or your project, it's always placed at the beginning, and it shows the version of HTML that is being used. I believe you all have picked that. Now, following the doc type declaration, the doc type declaration is the HTML, which marks the beginning of that document. Now, everything being written will fall in between the HTML, which is in the body. But before we go to the body, we talk about the head. Once you've written the HTML, you will now follow up with the head. Thank you. The head element. But note that everything in the head element is not visible to the browser, the users at all. It's not visible, and that's where the title of that document falls in. The title of that document, which is written with the title element. And when you are done with that, you can then close the title and close the head. Then all the stuff you want to write, all the information you want to be visible or displayed on the page, will then fall inside the body. The body follows the head. Using the body element, you will now start coding. If you want a table, you use the table element. If you want to write something, maybe a text, every single thing you are going to write that will be displayed, that will be visible, mark what my word, that will be visible, displayed to your users, will fall in between the body, and the body is found inside the HTML. Now I'll see to that, see if there's any way I could give more information on it. Let me say through visual. Let me see what I'll do through visual. But take this information, take it down, because this can be a start of a new beginning to you or for you. Hello, Pass. This is the editor, the HTML editor I'm going to use to show you what I meant in my previous episodes. And currently, I want to create a new document or project, and I believe you guys are following me up right now. As you can see, I said that the document type declaration is the first one placed on the page. It shows the version of the HTML being used, just like what I want to do now. I'm writing the document type declaration, which is in caps lock, doc type declaration. And then the HTML is in normal alphabet HTML. Now this is it. This is the document type declaration, which shows the version of the HTML you are using to write the website. And after that, it's always placed at the beginning of the page, the web page, as I said earlier. And after that, you now start with the HTML, which marks the beginning of the documentation. The HTML as you can see there, is giving you the tips of what you need. Now this is the HTML, and it marks the beginning of your website creation, maybe the web page or the application you are writing or whatever. Just know that once you are using the HTML, you have to follow the steps given above, like I said earlier. Now, after the HTML, the head and the body are found inside the HTML. The head, which is in case if you want to know the HTML editor you want to use, just comment below. I will give you tips for beginners and for webmasters. I'll give you tips on the one you need to use. Currently I'm writing the head element. This is the head element, and this head element now is found inside the HTML. Like I said, it's found inside the HTML, and everything written in the head element doesn't come out in the web page. It's not visible, it's not displayed on the web page like the title, which is written. Well, I've not gotten there. When I get there, I will tell you more about it, but let me give you an overview of what I'm saying. Like this body now, the doc type, the HTML, the head and the body. Now the head and the body is found inside the HTML. Like I said, I'm reiterating it the second time, which after you're done, you then close up the creation. With the HTML. Now this is what I'm saying. As you can see over there, past, we have the document type, the doc type, the HTML, the head, the body, and now the closing. As you can see, there is a slash in the HTML tag, which shows that I'm closing the document. That's it. Don't forget to subscribe for more, and see you by this time next week. Thank you.